Hey, brothers and sisters, how are you doing? Hope you are good. So, we started with a God creating all things, and the final act of creation was Him making us in His own image to be the recipients of His love. So, let's see what happened next. In the beginning was God. He spoke and creation began. The cherry on top of creation, us human beings, people made in the image of God. God created us to be an image of Him, a picture of who He is for the whole world. That means every person you see is a living, breathing, walking, talking picture of God. Being made in the image of God makes you valuable. We are the pinnacle of God's creation to be the object of His love. Being made in the image of God gives you purpose. Our purpose is to show people God's love, goodness, and creative nature through our lives. Our purpose is to steward and rule over creation, and it is our job to take care of each other and the world. When God saw all of His creation, it was very good. That means the deepest part of you and the deepest part of me, the image of God, is very good. When God sees you, He sees someone beautiful and good. Then, rebellion. Everything was good, people living in harmony with each other and with God. We were created in God's image with so much value and purpose, so much potential to do good and to be God's image to the world. But that potential to do good and great things by definition includes the possibility of us doing terrible things. It wasn't long before humanity chose to do bad things. We took what God intended for good, the freedom of choice, and we used it for evil. We rebelled against God. We chose to believe the lies of the serpent instead of the truth of God. This was the origin of every bad thing we see in the world today: hate, greed, lust, violence, pride, racism. This was the moment when sin entered our story. Sin is an infection, it's a disease, a cancer that has corrupted humanity and poisons God's creation. Every aspect of life and the world we live in has been distorted by sin. We rebelled against God, and now we are experiencing the consequences of that rebellion. The story took a turn for the worse, a turn away from the perfect unity of life with God in the garden, a turn toward the struggling and striving of life infected by sin. We threw away our future. How? We focused on what we couldn't do. We believed a lie. We gave into temptation. Those are the same 3 steps that will still lead us into rebellion today. But the good news is that even when we rebelled, God still chose grace. 9 verses after humanity rebelled against God, He tells His plan to put back everything that was broken. Genesis 3:15. Now let me read the verse for you. Genesis 3:15. It says, I will make you the woman hate each other. I will make you and the woman hate each other. Her offsprings and yours will always be enemies. Her offspring will crush your head, and you will bite her offspring's heel. So now in this verse, God had already had a plan for us. That us and the serpent, that's the devil, we will be enemies. And that we will crush the head of the devil and he will bite our heels. Now from the time of creation till the time before Jesus had come, the devil used to bite our heels because there was no one to crush his head yet. But God has a plan to restore us back. Why? Because God is just love. The love of God is the kind that you can never explain. Just imagine someone wronged you that much. Then still, He still chooses to forgive us every single day. We rebel against God every single day, and still He chooses grace. He gives us His love and mercy every single day. Starting with us, starting with you, what is His plan? One powerful name: Jesus. We rebelled against God, and our story took a turn for the worst. But that isn't the end of the story, because when we rebel, God still chooses grace.